Alrighty then, today we are going to be playing a game by an emulator, the No Cache GBA emulator to be exact. I would be uploading Fear 3 right now, however, for whatever reason the clips have gone missing from my computer. So very wonderful. I have a gut feeling my friend Devin has something to do with that, and I say friends with air quotes even though you cannot see them. If you haven't guessed already, today we're playing Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon. Now, this is going to be a very odd let's play, or playthrough, or whatever you want to call it, I guess. Being as what I'm going to have to do is, I'm going to have to record my narration audio after I do all the recording, so it won't be a live reaction. Thus, it's not going to be a real playthrough in my opinion, but that's what I'm forced to do. I also can't quite figure out how to record the game audio. This being the first video, I won't have any idea how to do it. I'm going to be splitting up by chapters, probably about 3 chapters apiece, except for this one video, which covers the opening and the prologue 1 through 4. I believe there are 4 prologues, which I have no idea why they did that. By the way, why Fire Emblem? You need 1 prologue. That's all you need. Anyway, so this opening basically it shows you a few of the villains. Like on top there, I can't remember his name now. That's the villain you actually never meet. Spoiler, you never meet until the final chapter. You never see him. Anyway, so Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon, there we go. I have played this before several times, so I actually know what I'm doing. If you expect me to do hard mode, you're wrong. Also, yes, I do a few motions with my cursor, and it may appear on the screen a few times, but that's unintentional. That's me motioning, saying, I don't know what it is about this emulator, but the top during the map screen, the top screen does not have any text. I have no idea why it doesn't. Like, see right there, there's no text. I have no idea why there's no text, but there is no text. Anyway, so the opening basically, to summarize what these guys are saying, the main force who was allied with Marth's kingdom was basically decides to betray them. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, and also I think I can't really see it because the way I narrate is really strange. Like you won't be able to see it ever, but the window I'm seeing is really small. Like you guys, obviously, you can see the giant black screens on the side because I only record the emulator itself, but it is really small. It's a lot smaller on my screen. Quite annoying. Oh wait, I have an idea. Give me a second. Alright, so basically what I just did is I opened up the screen another page so I can see it a bit better. Yes, I'm doing this as I go. Back off. I'm kind of new to this whole ordeal of recording afterwards. I synced it pretty well, so there may be a slight difference in what I'm saying, but it will be very slight. It's better than having my audio completely desynced. Something I would like to point out, the soldiers, like seen on the right there, and their models, which you'll see in a little bit here, you may have already seen, I can't quite remember. You will never see them outside of this prologue. You will never see them. Also, another thing I would like to point out, Marth's character model here, how he kind of looks kind of young and everything, it's also only seen through prologue. Once you see chapter 1 at the end of this video, his model changes. I don't know why they do that, but they do. Some trivia about Marth. He was actually seen in Super Smash Bros. Melee before a Fire Emblem game came to America. I have no idea why they did that as well. He also only spoke Japanese. He also only speaks Japanese in Brawl. Perfect sense. Anyway, so this is basically the gameplay of Fire Emblem. If you've ever played a Fire Emblem game, you know what I mean. But this top-down warfare tactical warfare ordeal, I forget what it's called, real-time strategy, I think. You'll see those arrows by the weapons. There's like a weapon tree going on. Swords beat axes, axes beat lances, and lances beat swords. It's kind of like rock, paper, scissors in a way. these character models with the spear and shield, you'll never see them outside of the prologue. You'll also see how they all carry the lances and all you have are swords. It makes you, if you were new to this game and like young, I suppose, you'd think, oh crap, I might not be able to win this. No matter what you do, unless you unequip his weapons, you can't lose this. I love this guy's strategy here. I'm just gonna sit on this throne. What is the point of that? Oh no, I must get rid of the throne before my sister arrives. Why exactly? Like, what would he do? He's just gonna sit there the whole damn time. Really. The first two weapons you get with Marth are the iron sword and the rapier. The rapier is a weapon that only Marth can use. It has a I don't want to say it has a high critical rating, because there's like a lot higher critical rating weapons later in the game, which you'll see maybe in the next part if I know my chapters correctly. I'm not positive, but yeah, that's how you beat Prologue 1. You pretty much just take the throne back. And here we meet Marth's sister Elise, who basically says, yeah, your dad's dead, and our allies have betrayed us. To summarize it, basically. Right there. Gra, our own ally, betrayed us and struck our father's army from the rear. You'll figure out what happens later in the prologue. I think at the end of the part coming up here. I don't think you actually ever get to see Martha and Elise's mother. Don't quote me on this, though. Who I think appears later in the game is the mother. I have played this, and I have beaten it several times, and I pretty much know how to get everybody possible in your army. But I don't think you ever get to see their mother. Yeah, I've played this a lot, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to recruit everybody possible, and it's a bit of a challenge. I'm challenging myself a bit. I'm not going to let anybody die. I'm going to be sure I can get all the endings possible. I say that possible because there are a few characters you can only get if your army is so small, and oh yeah, there's my other save file, by the way, but the game decided to be a dick. I got to the final chapter, right? And I almost beat it. I lost a character. I tried to reload my save point, and it knocked me back like 5 levels. Or 5 chapters. It was really annoying. Anyway, here we have Frey and Abel, 2 cavaliers. From what I've read, Frey is like the best cavalier in the game. But if you're doing hard mode, which I'm not doing, obviously, you won't get Frey, and Abel is a close second. The guide I went for, who I forget who wrote it, but the guide I used to collect everybody the first time I ever played it, from what I remember, told not to use Frey, not to use Abel, use Frey over that, because Frey's the best, and don't bother with Abel so much. Yet if Abel is the second best and Frey is the best, why don't you use them both? Where's your logic here, sir? Where is it? I'm asking you this now. So Prologue 2, basically you meet up with Frey and Abel and you kill more people. Summarize it basically. Special thing about these two, they can use lances and swords. A few classes can use both, like 2 weapons. I don't think there's a class that can use 3. Marth can only use swords, and Cavaliers can use both swords and lances. Abel comes equipped with a javelin, which you can use to use a projectile weapon. And you see here I equip him with a sword because this guy can only use axes, and if he decides to attack Abel, which I forget if he does or not, I don't think he does, Abel will have a bit of an advantage with the sword. So there. On the left there, you'll see an archer. We will be getting 2 of those, I think, in the game I ever use. I don't think I use a 3rd. One of the archers you'll see in towards the end of this prologue, and the other one you'll see at I think probably the next part after that. But we'll get to that later. Archers, basically, their special thing is they can attack from 2 spaces like Abel and his javelin can, which you will see in this part, by the way. Really, you'd think an archer would have more than just 2 spaces possible, but I guess by limitations and gameplay fairness. Like, you'd think an archer could just go from the bottom of the stairs there and shoot Marth in the head, but no, they can't. They have to get fairly close. Another thing that really you'll see here in a minute, actually, the archer attacks Abel up ahead here. Right there. So he can shoot through a wall. Okay. Why can't he shoot Marth from the bottom of the stairs there? Perfect logic. Let's see here. Oh, here's one thing that really annoys me. Now, you see here, Marth can attack the archer. Well, with that critical hit didn't happen, you would have seen it. I think I have one of these guys kill the other archer, so you'll... Actually, yeah, duh. Basically, if you get into an archer's face, like 1 space away, like Marth just did, or right here, the archer won't counterattack. That makes perfect sense. Why can't the archer shoot back? That kind of annoys me in this game. Logic. Oh, and a cool thing about this game, though, every class has their own little unique animation for critical hits. Like Marth, he puts his sword up, the cavalier rears back on his horse. Here I was just checking to be sure the music, even though you can't hear it, didn't change, and usually there's a little tune to say when there are no enemies left. I was just checking to be sure there weren't any, so I can get more experience if I need it. You will need a lot of experience, I'm telling you this now. Here we meet, I think it's pronounced Jagen, or Jagen, or something like that. The old man paladin. He's pre-promoted. Like, if you were to, later in the game, you will see this. I will do this. When you get a character to level 10, other than Marth and a few unique classes, you can use this item called a Master Seal to promote them. And if I were to promote, say, Cain, as you can see here, he's also a Cavalier, or Frey or Abel, he would become what Jagen is, a Paladin. But pre-promoted classes don't get nearly as many stat boosts, and they tend to suck. So, yeah. I love this line coming up from Jagen, unless it's already happened. I trust you can put off bleeding to death for just a while longer. Yes, I can stop myself from bleeding from supposed gashes. Anyway, so Cain supposedly came back from Marth's father's unit, and you'll see in the next few minutes here his letter. Here we meet Malladus, who's right there at the bottom is a bush-up. You can never use him. He's never going to appear in the battlefield. Elise at least appears, but she appears in like the last 2 chapters of the game, and is pretty useless other than one unique staff, which you will get to when we get to that. Elise has the sprite of a cleric because she is a cleric, and by all clerics, they heal. That's basically it. Yes, because she's a female in the game, she must be a fucking cleric. What the fuck? That annoys me in games sometimes. Falchion. Falchion is a unique blade we'll get to later in the game that basically they go through this entire side bullshit, which in theory they could have skipped if they could have skipped it in my opinion, but they didn't, so we're gonna have to go through a whole bullshit chapter. Actually 5. I think there's like 5 or 6, I don't know. I don't remember. Anyway, so that was the second prologue. More text we can't see. Why can't we see you? I have no fucking idea. Screw you, game. Okay, Cain is going to go into battle even though his wounds are supposedly still there. Yet, he's not damaged at all. In terms of rankings here, if I were to rank my team right now, from top to bottom, I would rank Frey and Abel top 2. Frey first, Abel second, Marth, then Kain, then Jagen. I will never use Kain or... Actually, wait. Later in the prologue, I used Kain by complete accident because I thought I was selecting Frey. But Jagen, I'm never going to send to battle. And you'll see why later in the game, later on at the end of this prologue, why I'm never going to use him ever. So this is basically saying that yeah, Marth's father is dead, and sends him a final letter, basically saying to stay strong, etc. Kain actually supposedly shows some remorse for leaving his team behind along with Marth's father, but this is the only time he ever shows it. Because characters in this prologue, this chapter here, can die, so other than when they first meet and during maybe certain portions, they won't talk ever again, which makes sense in theory. Why would you bother putting text for somebody who could die and never show up again? Oh, and here we go to where Jagen basically goes through the tutorial and says you can visit the homes. All they really do is give you a few tips, that's about it. Except for one chapter where they allow you to recruit somebody. Anyway, here we are scouting ahead a bit. More soldiers we'll never see again at the end of this prologue. If you hit, I forget what button it is on the DS, but on the emulator, I'm pretty sure it's the X button, but if you hit X, basically it'll show up where the enemies, if you go into that red area, that means an enemy can hit you. Eventually later on, when there are clerics on the other enemy team, green areas are where they can heal, though that really is pointless because they'll eventually get the staff that allows them to heal anyone anywhere, so it's quite pointless. Anyway, so here we have Marth talking to Jagen, who basically is... I'm going to call him Bill, and you'll see why later. I'm going to give Abel all of, not Abel, Marth all of Bill, Bill. I'm just going to call him Bill. All of Bill's crap because of what happens later. I meant to give him the Vulnerary too, but I decided, screw it, give it to Abel. Vulnerary is basically a healing item. Basically it. It says medicine, but I'm pretty sure it's actually some type of meat in real life, so... I switched to a javelin just in case that archer would hit him. And here this is basically the fighting system in Fire Emblem. It's turn-based tactics, so not much to say about it. I'm actually pretty sure that I would have to have gone back and checked, and I don't want to. But I'm pretty sure Marth's sword actually, the iron sword, basically starts with less uses it can. Like those arrows by it on the top screen there. That's how many weapon usage the weapons have. Like if you were to hit an enemy, that counts as one use. And while I see the point of it, it makes it somewhat realistic and somewhat of a challenge. But it does become really annoying later on in the game when, like, you'll say you need to use this one item to kill somebody, or as you can see, you can sometimes hit them twice. You expect to hit them twice, yet you don't check the usage. It only has like one usage, so you only hit him once and don't kill the guy. It gets really annoying later on. Die, fool. Yeah. Oh, here's a leveling system, basically. He gets one, I think that was speed, I don't know anymore, but he gets one speed. That was really worth the leveling system. And at the end of this video and at the next part, you'll see I will do some grinding, but don't worry, I'll speed that up when the time comes, so it won't take forever. The easiest way to grind in this game is when there's an enemy who, well, I won't say the easiest, but one of the best ways to grind in the game. So when there's an enemy who can only hit when like your guy is like on the space right next to him, basically get them equipped with like cavaliers, give them javelin that Abel has, or archers, shoot them from far. It's really easy to get experience because you get 10 experience per battle, so it's fairly easy to get experience. Actually, you'll get more. I find it hilarious because every level only takes 100 experience, right? Later in levels, they all of a sudden start getting more experience, so it's faster to level up. You'd expect them to have like less experience. It makes no sense to me, but also thieves, a class later on, we will experience thieves. They offer the most experience per kill from what I've gathered, so yeah, you can kill them. Mages, they tend to be a bit of a bitch. Basically, they like archers, right? They can attack from afar. But unlike archers, they can also attack close in. So if you get in their face, they can still hit you back. But if you don't have a ranged weapon, they can just get a step away and kill you. Frey almost died there. I am happy. Otherwise, I would have had to... Yeah, like I said, I'm going for no deaths, so I would have split the video and, like, minted it in the editor itself so you wouldn't see the death. Yeah, the only reason I would do that is because you'd obviously not want to re-see the fucking battle from the start, so... Yeah, no matter what I do, Abel, somebody's going to take a hit, so may as well damage him at least. Give Abel a bit more experience. Who's the archer going to hit? Who's he going to get? He's going to try and hit Frey. Luckily, Frey wouldn't die. Thank God. Yeah, you'll see I let Marth kill a few guys. That's because, if Marth dies, it's completely game over, so I don't want him to be completely defenseless. Later on, you'll see I'll use him a lot less and less, so... Yeah. This is going to be one of the few times I actually use Vulnerary, because when you get clerics, you can just use heal, so yeah. For now, you don't have a cleric, so you're kind of forced to. If you run low on health. I thought about letting Abel use it, but then I said, nah, fuck it. I wonder what Cain and Jagen are doing right now. Hey, you want to go join the battle with them? Nah, I don't want to. I'm completely useless, so just let them handle it. It'll be perfectly fine. Besides, Abel just killed a mage. They don't need our help. Yeah, as you can see there, the mage can still counter, and as you can see from the ranger, he can still hit from 2 spaces. It's kind of like a chessboard, because if you look there, the mage can attack diagonally. That's considered 2 spaces, so it's a bit like a chessboard, in a way, the movement system in this game. Yeah, as you can see here, I thought about having Abel attack, then I saw that, oh crap, he would have killed me, so nah, I'm not gonna let him attack. Let somebody else do this shit. Marth, can you kill this guy? Yes you can, so let's kill him. Mage is critical. Basically, they would open the book, flip the page once, and instead of moving their hand forward, they would move it back. Just saying. Because we will get a mage later on. We will get a mage later on, and he's probably he's the best mage in this game, so we will be using him. We'll get to him when we get to him. Hey, Maldice, the bishop we're never gonna get to use! Yeah, he basically tells Marth that Elise decided to stay back. That's pretty much it. Oh, and Marth tries to run after him like probably most brothers would, but this is what makes no sense. Well, it makes some sense to me, actually, now that I think about it. Marth here is he looks young, right? Because he's supposed to be young. He's still a prince, so he is acting kind of what's the word? I think it's rashly. He's acting hastily, that's the word. He's acting so hastily as if he wants to go back and save Elise, yet he would die in the process, odds are, so it makes sense. Later on you'll find he gets a lot better at this kind of thing. So yeah. Yeah, we will be coming back here. Just saying. And we're gonna be kicking utter and complete ass in the process. Hopefully. With a guy we'll find later on who, yeah, I quite like him. You'll meet him probably in either the next part or the part after that. I forget where he comes in exactly, so. We are reaching the climax of this prologue. I believe this is the last prologue. More text we can't see. Quite wonderful. Yeah, this is the last prologue, I believe. The thing here is, he thinks his sister is dead, and she pretty much should be dead, but no, she's not. I don't know why I decided to keep her in all honesty, but what you gonna do? Talius. Talius. Yes. Probably one of my favorite Talius overall is my favorite, I guess. It's not really a chapter, but part of the game, because you get 1, 2, 3, probably 3 or 4, 5 characters that are pretty much the best in their class in the process. So it's probably one of the best parts in the game, considering in terms of building your army. Yes, let's just cut through a prison. That makes perfect sense. Malice magically has a key for it. Wonderful. This is basically Malice is giving you how to recruit people. And there's certain characters that apparently will fight against you, and all of a sudden decide they will, if you talk to them, they'll join you. Yes, because we're in the middle of war, I'm gonna go talk to you. And then you'll join my army. Wonderful. Why? I mean, I love Fire Emblem. I love this game, but that makes me laugh. I mean, why would you think about it? If you're in the middle of war, are you just going to go talk to the guy you're fighting against? No! You're going to shoot his freaking head off, or you're going to slash his head off in the case of this, medieval thing. Medievalry. See, this is where I thought Cain was able for a minute, and I ended up using him by accident. Yeah, see there? I'm like, wait, that was Cain, wasn't it? Fuck. Yeah, well, it gives Marth a chance to kill the guy. I love how they don't give the enemies names, you just name them by class, or not class, alliance. Graw. Move Bill down there. Have Frey attack this fucker. Every time I look at that the first time, I think it says Atlanteans, because Alteans, Atlanteans. I just remembered, this is the last part of the prologue. We're never going to see these character models again. Wonderful. I don't mean the captain, I mean the little soldier guy. Sorry about that. Well, I'm recording right now and it's really freaking late, so... Well, not really late, but I got back from baseball practice, so it feels like it's so late. Pluck this royal plum. Who the fuck says... Who? What kind of phrase is that? Pluck this royal plum. Hi, Archer. If I remember correctly, if we kill this Archer, we'll get a bow. For a character we'll meet in about 5 seconds. After Kane deals with this fucker. Yep, here he is. Gordon. He, from what I've read, is actually one of the best archers in the game. And one of the only archers. If I remember correctly, you only meet like 3 people who are archers. And for those who play Fire Emblem, I can include hunters in this. Hunters and horsemen. And the whole archer class, so. Because really, yeah, in reality, they are the same thing. Gaggles. I love their strategy. They're gonna tie up and gag the guy. Yes, that's gonna make Marth kill him. That makes perfect sense. Anyway, look, who would look at you? That guy's tied up and gagged. Let's kill him. Logic. And as you can probably see from the bottom screen character model, yes, he's an archer. That's why we want the bow from that one other archer. Gordon. He looks awfully young to be in the army now I think about it. Like Marth, he's obviously young, but he's kind of a prince. He's supposed to be young. I would just say I quite like Marth's model or character portrait in the prologue better than his other one. I don't know why. Yeah, Kane, you can just sit up in that corner. I no longer need you. I sit afraid of that castle because or fortress castle. I don't know what they call in this game. I'm just going to call them castles until I hear otherwise. They give you slight healing, as you can see, as you saw there. So you don't necessarily need a cleric to heal. But it's really slight, so I wouldn't trust it if you were actually playing the game. Here I give Marth the bow for what's coming up. In the next turn here. I move Jagen here for what's about to come 2 turns later. 2 turns after this. Also, something I'd like to point out. What Marth says right here. Exactly what the other guy said he would say. Here, let me get that for you, who's supposed to be my enemy. Wait a minute, I remember you. You're one of our archers, I freaking love the Fire Emblem theme that plays whenever you recruit somebody. However, there's no gaming audio, which really annoys me. Oh well. I might just add in the background here just for the hell of it. It might add some sort of background music. I don't know what though. I'll probably turn into like a miniature version of what I was doing for Fear 3 when we didn't have audio, like just adding random music, but eh. I'll obviously tone it down so you can actually freaking hear me. And yes, I will be using Gordon. He's obviously well, I read the best archer in the game. Why the fuck wouldn't I use him? Yeah, I was thinking, wait a minute, I don't remember that door being there. How are we supposed to get there? Oh well. This is why I said I called Jagen Bill. These guys. Basically, it's a bullshit way to kill off one of your characters at the end of the prologue. Like, I don't know if this happened in other Fire Emblem games, because I'll be completely honest. The last one I played like a million years ago. However, I still find it to be bullshit that you have to be forced to kill off one of your characters. Like, it's somewhat okay, because Jagen quickly becomes useless if you were to keep him alive, but I'm going to kill him anyway. But it's still bullshit. I meant to say not kill him anyway. Obviously, I'm gonna kill him. That's blatantly obvious. I've said it. Said it. Nah. Yeah, he's what Mal is saying now. You get him into that castle, and they'll all of a sudden be a decoy, which makes no sense to me. Because how you would have Jagen do it? How what? How would Jagen pull off Marth? Like the only person I could possibly see pulling off Marth in the party currently is Frey, but no. Oh, and they literally do force you to do it. That door won't open until you make a decoy. Yeah, and Marth is all concerned. Like, how will the person who was decoy get back? He won't. Well, Mal just said he fucking won't. You know, what? I just realized you could actually have Gordon become the decoy. Why would somebody do that? You just got the guy. Why would you kill him? Like everybody else I could probably see, because you probably could have, pissed everybody out already, because everybody else you already had. Why would you do Gordon? Anyway, so here I have Jagen become the decoy. Still I question how he would have been able to pull it off. These guys are fucking idiots. Like, the guy who was the real Marth from the beginning, they obviously saw him. Wouldn't Jagen have had to have gone into the castle and then changed? Wouldn't they? Oh my god. Dumbass. Geol, you have some of the worst soldiers I've ever seen. Dumbasses. And you're a dumbass too! You actually think, oh my god. Dumbass. I am surrounded by idiots! Blows up house. In rage. I'm not homeless. Quickly donate to me so I can... No, I'm kidding. And here's Marth saying that they should have gone back and... I can see it if he was a kid, but... Still. The captain decides to open the door here for us so we can go up and murder him. Basically. Door open. Now let's proceed with our murder spree, our massacre. That's the word, massacre. Yeah, I prefer when playing this game, I prefer to get to where everybody could attack the enemy first, so I can be sure that they won't get killed in process. So yeah, you'll see me pull up the screen and turn it off a lot because if you keep, at least for my emulator, if you keep the enemy field, I'm gonna call it, the enemy targeting field open too long, it'll start going really fucking slow. So. I get him into that, I get Gordon over there because that guy can attack him and the archer will come up to him and he'll be able to deal a bit of damage to the archer while he takes damage as well, so it kinda works out. Give Gordon a bit of experience. Anyway, so nobody can kill this guy in one shot. Script. I'll have Gordon kill him. And headshot. Dead. Now I'll have Frey kill this guy. And dead. And I think I have Marth kill this guy. Yep. And now you're dead. Wait. Die, fool. I didn't say you could live. Marth levels up, yay. We have another spearman. That's what I'm gonna call him, spearman. Oh, this is the only time I'm gonna see him. I would like to point out, Malnus points out this village that you can go to. Only Marth can visit villages, and they'll usually give you stuff for hold people. I completely forgot about it in this recording. Yeah, I'm not going back to get it, so. As you saw there, occasionally reinforcements will appear for the enemy. They'll never appear for you, because obviously, you have to recruit people, but occasionally they'll reappear and they'll basically assist the enemy. As you saw there, Pegasus Knights appeared. That's what that class is called, exactly that, Pegasus Knights. One stereotype I would like to point out. Wait a minute. Never mind. I forgot you could reclass people, but naturally, let's go naturally through the game. You'll never find a male Pegasus rider. Like Dragon Knights, they're I'm gonna call it the evolved form, the promoted form. I'm pretty sure I covered promoted with Cavaliers and Paladins, etc. Promoted form Draco Knights, you'll find I think one enemy Draco Knight. Yeah, one. And that's the closest thing you'll find naturally to a male Pegasus rider. It's really kind of sexist in my opinion, but they can only use spears, and archers, for whatever reason, do major damage to them. I don't know why, but they do. I guess because archers are like anti-air cannons. I don't know. Like they just do a lot more damage to than a sword or spear. It's weird. Something I find rather interesting. Once you kill this guy and you seize the little space that he's on to proceed to the next chapter, you'll get a new character at the very end that you never get to use in the prologue and you never get to use till the last chapter. And I'm pretty sure if you get through the end with, I think it's like 4 or less units, i.e. more than just Jagen or the guy you send as decoy die, you'll get another archer, but she's not nearly as good as Gordon, so don't really bother with it. Die, fool. If you can figure out where I stole that from, you get a cookie. I will send it to you through the internet. And it will be chocolate. Or whatever cookie you prefer. And you die too. Once you kill I'm gonna call it the leader of the area, basically the guy who's on the square that you need to seize, no more people will come as reinforcements, so. Here's a guy I was talking about, you meet at the very end and you don't get to use in the prologue. Drog. He's a knight, or I think they call knights. They're basically the tanks. They are armored, they don't move as much, and they cannot take very much damage, so there. And that's the basic summary of the knights. This guy has an entire frigging miniature army of them. He's the promoted form. They're called generals. By the way, the guy in the center. Geol, who's talking. And Bill dies for the rest of them, like Bill died in the sacrifice. Hooray. I can't stop yawning. That's pretty much the end of the video. You get a quick preview of the next chapter, and that's it. Oh, and you get this little scene of Altea leaving the area. What the hell does Craven mean? I want to look that up, but I'm probably too lazy to, and I won't remember. Here's Marth basically being all emo. But Drog brings up a point. If he had stayed there, he would have died. Like, I almost lost, I think it was Abel who almost died in Prologue 3. I don't know. And yeah, we're gonna pretty much come back and kick Graw's ass. Actually, I don't think Graw will actually be the guy we kill here. I think it's gonna be some other alliance or whatever. Yeah, we'll return. We'll kill people. Bring on a massacre. Blah blah blah. Yep, that was officially the end of the prologue. Now we reach Talus. I thought about ending it here, but I decided, nah, I'm gonna give you guys a preview of chapter 1. More text we can't read. Why the fuck can't we read you? Let me read you. I want to see your words. I want to see them with my eyes. Ah, nice peaceful isle. Maybe we won't have to do anything at all. Oh shit, pirates. Yeah, there's actually a class for pirates. And they're called just that, pirates. That's a thief, by the way. If they special thing about thieves, other than allied ones, if one reaches a village, you can no longer go there. Here we meet Princess Kaya or Kata. Oh, and here's what I was pointing out earlier. Marth's character portrait all of a sudden changes. Why? I don't know. Anyway. So here's Kata, who is a Pegasus rider, and the best Pegasus rider in the game, if I remember correctly. If she dies, I suggest you restart. Because she's badass. Not as badass as the guy later on, but I still think she's badass. Also, she's the only one, as you can see at the bottom of the screen, she has a unique portrait kind of thing there. She's the only one who gets that. Anyway, that's the end.